Hello, welcome back to Jinny's, and I'm Jinny, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some New York cookies, well, New York style cookies, my way. And I really like this recipe. I have gone over and over with it, lots of taste testing by people, and I've finally got it and I really like it, so I hope you enjoy this too. So we're going to begin straight away. Now, I don't want to do a lot of whisking and mixing with this recipe, so as usual, this recipe will be written in this drop box here. So hit the V and the whole written recipe will come down. That's where it is. Right, we don't want to whisk this a lot, so this is a really quick recipe here. So I've got 120 grams of unsalted butter. Please use butter for this, not margarine. The reason is because the butter goes harder at room temperature, and we just want it to, when it cools, we want it to come back in together. So if you're using something with oil, at room temperature, oil likes to be liquid, and we don't want that. So I've got 120 grams of unsalted butter, and when I push it, it's fairly hard. I got it out of the fridge and I've had it out for about half an hour, and I'm going to put that in now. I'm going to mix that with my sugars, which is 100 grams of light brown sugar and 50 grams of caster sugar. So we are just going to give this a whip up just until it's combined, just so that you can't see those big lumps of sugar anymore. That's as far as we want to do it. The rest is just going to go in, and it's just going to be really quick. So I'm trying to keep the butter cold because it's going to pull it in together a little bit better. Right, so as soon as you think that it's resembling combined, I'm going to show you, then we're good to go. Right, there we go. So it's not too much. I can still see little bits of butter in there, and I'm dropping it everywhere. It almost, I don't know, what does it look like? A sandcastle consistency. So, right, everything else we're going to put in now. So I have got 230 grams of plain flour, along with 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of bicarb and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You know I love vanilla. Vanilla goes in everything. I should change my name from Jinny's to vanilla. Right, my lovely ingredient, which makes it so chewy and lovely. A tablespoon of corn flour. Put that in. And then we've also got 250 grams of chocolate chips. We're just going mad with this one. Let's just chocolate it out. So I've mixed mine. You can use whatever you like. Now we are just going to combine this. Pop it down. Let it go until it's going to look dry, but we can mould it together with our hands. As soon as you can see the colour, at the moment it's very white, it's like flour, but as soon as you get it to that point where it looks brown like cookie dough, we're going to stop it straight away. I haven't preheated my oven for this one because this has to hit the freezer, because when you put it in the freezer, there we go, right, when you put it into the freezer and put it into the oven, it's going to stop that spread as well because it's so cold, so that's important. Right, see what I mean? This is dry. That's what it looks like. Not overly appetising, but we haven't overworked it. So I'm just using my hands just to make sure there's no flour just left at the bottom there. So I'm just giving it a bit of a flick around. Right, now we want to make balls. So I've got my scales here, and I'm going to weigh mine at 100 grams each. So I'm just going to go in, take a bit, and with my hands, push it together. That's it. Pop it on the scale. Oh, 100. You'd think I'd done this before. Right, next one's not going to be the same. I'll be too cocky now. Right, next one. 100. Anyway, you get the point. So what we're going to do is do the rest of these and then pop these into the freezer. I just got them on plates. I'm going to just put them in the freezer. I don't cover them for about half an hour, and then we're going to come back and we're going to bake them. So I'll see you in a moment. Right, let's bake these cookies. So mine come out the freezer. Look, they're rock solid. Now we're not going to spread out too much because my recipe not going to do that. So we're going to put 3 to a sheet. Now the recipe makes 8. So obviously if you want more, then double the recipe. So I've just got the 6 going in there. These 2 I'm just going to pop into a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer for when somebody says, can I have a cookie? And I'm going to put them in. So it's really, really good that way. You can make so many in advance. Once you've frozen them, then you can put them together in a Ziploc because they're not going to get stuck, and take them out as and when you need them. So my oven is preheated to 170 degrees on a fan assisted, which is 190 on a conventional oven. I have got a fan assisted oven, so I'm able to put the 2 trays in. If you have a conventional oven, you can only put 1 tray in because the heat comes down from the top, and if you've got one underneath, it's going to stop that one from cooking, whereas with the fan, it comes out from the back and rolls around. So I'm going to put these into the oven now, and these are going to go in for between 16 to 18 minutes. So mine are around about 17. So I will be back. Right, I've had a beep, 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 beep. So let's put some tea towels out so you can see. Mine have taken 17 minutes. There we go. I'll put the trays on there then, and we're going to get them out now. So as you can see here, they've stayed together really well. When you touch them, they still seem as if they're a bit raw. That's fine. You just want them to look like that. Oops. Here we go. Right, and we are just going to leave these alone. So they look gorgeous and they smell so good as well. So we're just going to leave these to cool on the baking sheets because it will just help the bottoms, and we will come back in about 20 minutes when they're cool and stack them up and have a little look. They're all cool, so I'm going to take them off of the baking sheets first and just pop them here. Bring this in, and here we are. So these look so good. Look. So we're gonna break one open there, and your chocolate chips are coming through, and it's really gooey inside, and it's just chewy because of the corn flour as well. These are so good, you're gonna love them. So really hope you've enjoyed this. I will be doing different editions with them, and I'll do them as I go along, and doing double chocolate chip, I might do a red velvet, stuffing them inside. So there will be some variations of this, but this is the base of my New York style cookie. So I will see you soon. Let me know what you think. Take care.